I do what lovers do.
You ain't enough for me. I'm too much for you. Alone. Baby, go and grab some bad bitch. Bring him home. You know that shit's on me. I'ma curb my best for you. You know. So go get dressed for me and leave the rest on me. Too much combo for 24 hours. So when you stand next to me, 24 karat. She left her man at home. Come on. She don't want him no more. I want you minding your body. Don't mind nobody, so you don't ever hurt nobody. Baby, go work your body. Work your. Cause you are unforgettable. Sway Lee, Montana.
French Montana, thank you very much. Unforgettable. That pretty much describes every Mike Tyson fight. And I'm here right now with a sportscaster who's not only interviewed some of the greatest athletes in sports, but has a long history covering Mike Tyson, Mr. Jim Great. Jim, always great to see you, my friend. So what are your thoughts on tonight's main event?
Mario, great to be with you. I'm really excited to see. Mike hasn't been in the ring for 15 years, and he's lost 100 pounds now preparing for this. And so, when he last left that fight against McBride, he said, I don't have this in me anymore. I just don't have that ferocious instinct. So now he says he has it back. Obviously, it's an exhibition, but he's worked really, really hard at this, and he's fighting against a guy who wanted to fight him all those years ago. So it's a bucket list thing for Roy Jones Jr., and so now he has his opportunity.
Exactly, and Roy Jones have kept pretty active and has only been out of the ring for about 3 years, so he has a lot of incentive and a lot of motivation for this. All right, well, every great fight, of course, has ringside commentators sharing their expertise and calling the action. So with us tonight, our play-by-play boxing sportscaster, Mauro Ranallo, UFC middleweight champion Israel Stylebender Adesanya, and one of the all-time greats, Mr. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mamma mia, Mario, I cannot believe 2020 continues to deliver the improbable. By any definition, tonight, not normal, Ray, but Iron Mike Tyson was not a normal athlete.
Not at all. In fact, my stomach is just jumping around. And Mike Tyson was the most dominant, intimidating heavyweight champions there has ever been.
All right, we look forward to the return of 54-year-old Mike Tyson taking on a fellow quinquagenarian in 51-year-old Roy Jones and Israel. Shades of your offense as an undefeated UFC middleweight champion reminds me a little bit of Captain Hook.
100%. Y'all must have forgot, but tonight you're about to remember. All the way to heavyweight, 4-time world champion. He's a guy that never fought by the textbook and was shown for that. And he inspired guys like me to also create my own textbook and be able to express and flow.
Well, we have a future legend. We've got another legend at ringside, and it's a night of legends, Mario.
This, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. could have kicked back, been at home relaxing tonight, knowing their ranking is secure on the list of all-time boxing greats. So what makes two men who hung up the gloves to want to come back and train to perform at this high level? It's the same thing that made them great. The fire that burns within and the desire to be the best.
What kind of fights are out there for you? Who would you like to go up against?
Everything that Tyson does is intimidating.
And come on, watch him come down. As soon as he come down, boom!
He's a monster. We know if he can hit you, he can take your head off. It's very risky, yes.
Who would you like to go up against?
But God is in control of all. I stepped out on faith, and here we go.
My ego's fucking with me, and I'm saying, nigga, you think you fly, huh? You ain't shit. Look, the amateur get here, kick your ass. You better get on top of your game. You wanna get embarrassed in front of these fucking people. And then the other ego say, fuck you, nigga. Watch what I'm gonna do.
Man, we're here, Tyson Ranch, about to meet the legend. I'm a little nervous, I've watched Mike growing up, so it's been an amazing training camp. I've gotten 10 times better. I'm excited to put on a show and really prove to the world that I'm not just like this YouTube celebrity, that I'm a real pro boxer. We're ready for November 28th. We got some amazing fighters. Roy Jones Jr., obviously. Lil Wayne's performing, so I'm excited about that. He was on Idol growing up, so it's gonna be an awesome night.
Tyson vs. Jones, live on pay-per-view, featuring musical performances, French Montana, Lil Wayne, YG, Wiz Khalifa. National anthem performed by Neo.
Watch me November 28th knock out Nate Robinson live on pay-per-view. I'm a real pro boxer.
Did everything I really wanted to do in boxing. I got the middleweight, super middleweight, light heavy, and heavy. So I wonder what I can make history doing.
Roy is probably the most gifted athlete ever in any sport. I'm a huge fan of his. And Mike Tyson, you know, it's Mike Tyson. He's the baddest man on the planet. You know, I'm excited to be part of this. It's a huge blessing. I'm gonna go in there, show my opponent that there's levels to this, so be ready.
I want to showcase my abilities. I want to show, you know, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I mean, it's an honor to be in the undercard with them. So I want to show them, you know, what hard work looks like, and, you know, from a professional athlete as a basketball player crossing over to boxing.
Everybody's credentials is gonna go out the window when those lights are on. It's gonna boil down to who got the heart, who wanted more, you know, and I feel as though, man, when people fight me, I'm built for pressure, man. Like, I'm built for pressure, and some people are not.
You know, they're going to learn very quickly that picking me for this fight was the wrong decision. Badu Jack has never faced or even shared the ring with a man of a caliber like myself.
I fought 8 world champions back to back, so I mean, he don't deserve to be on this stage. We gave him an opportunity, so I mean, you should show a little respect.
You're gonna fight a real athlete
and
for the first time in your life.
Who have you fought? You fought nobody.
Don't worry, I ain't fight nobody. I fight you. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Christmas time, and I'm gonna give you everything you asked for, because I'm
Thank you.
Claus, baby.
Appreciate it. That's all he does is yap.
The problem is, though, is I'm going to be bouncing his head off the canvas. That's the only thing that's going to be dribbling on November 28th, baby.
Tyson vs. Jones, live on pay-per-view.
When I hear Roy Jones Jr., I think fast, speed, left hooks, dancing in the ring.
Who would you like to go up against?
When I first think of Mike, an absolute animal, knockout power, flashy legend.
The uppercut, body shot, down goes. He leaves with the right hand. I don't think.
When he came in and he was wearing the towel over his neck, and he didn't even have a robe, okay? And he didn't have socks, and he had those high-top boxing shoes that were black. And he just came in and he was kind of like stalking. It was like walking down his prey. And he was just gonna pounce on it. In your mind's eye, you can still see it. You can still feel that, okay? Well, that hasn't happened in the heavyweight division since Mike Tyson, where a guy can just walk into the ring and create that aura. Yes, I wanna see that. I'm Jim Gray. I'll see you on November 28th at the Staples Center, Tyson against Jones. You'll have digested your Thanksgiving dinner. You'll have the leftovers, and now, the main event.
Tune in 28, you'll see how it goes.
You buy the ticket, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, buy it.
Now, before we get to our first fight, please take out your phones and download Acorns in the App Store or at acorns.com/hope by signing up for Acorns. During tonight's event, you're going to get $10 in your account, and Acorns will donate $10 to Project Hope up to $10,000. Triller and Acorns have teamed up with Project Hope to support our heroes on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19 by providing health care for the workers and the personnel, protective equipment, and training they need to heal their communities. So when you sign up during tonight's event, not only will you become an investor and support our frontline workers, but you'll automatically be entered to win a $10,000 investment. So what are you waiting for? All right, well, it's time now for our first fight of the night. A featherweight matchup scheduled for 8 rounds featuring Irving Gonzalez taking on Edward Vasquez. And with a call, let's throw it back to Mauro, Ray, and Israel.
All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape presented by Weed Maps. And in this featherweight matchup, both are very young. 24-year-old Gonzalez against the 25-year-old Vasquez. And it will be Gonzalez with a 2-inch reach advantage, both of them coming underneath the 126-pound featherweight limit. Here's ring announcer Barry Egan.
Los Angeles, here we go. This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the featherweight division and will be for the vacant WBC US NBC title. The man in charge of the action once the bell sounds, Mr. Raul Caiz Sr. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my right, wearing the white trunks with the gold trim. He weighed in at 125.4 pounds. He is undefeated. 8 wins, no defeats, 1 KO out of Fort Worth, Texas. Here is Edward Kid Vasquez.
Get him, Eddie.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my left, wearing the silver trunks. He weighed in at 124.8 pounds. He has a professional record of 14 wins, only 2 defeats, 11 big wins by way of knockout from Worcester, Massachusetts. Here is Irvin Gonzalez.
Instructions downstairs. Remember, bunches here are fine. Shake hands and good luck to both of you. Vasquez, mouthpiece. Gonzalez, mouthpiece. Ready? Ready?
So we are set, scheduled for 6 rounds in the featherweight division. Or 8 rounds, excuse me, in the featherweight division. Gonzalez against Vasquez. Vasquez undefeated at 8-0, but just 1 knockout. Gonzalez 14-2. He's got pop, Israel. He has 11 KOs.
Yeah, he does. He seems like he's a little bit more experienced already. The taller fighter trying to establish his range. There he goes with that jab again.
And one thing I like already is the use of the jab. That's one of the main factors, main weapons to have. And the left hook.
And they're power jabs.
Don't hit him with the backhand.
Vasquez really sticking the jab to Gonzalez. Some feinting, and Israel, of course, you're involved in mixed martial arts, but you were a boxer and kickboxer. And what do you think of the body language, the body movements thus far?
100%. What you just said there, feinting. It surprises me still, even at the highest level of MMA, how many fighters fail to feint, especially being disciplined with it as the fight gets into the later rounds. You have to be disciplined with your feints and your looks. And there goes Vasquez with the combo.
I mean, both guys have great combinations. They really execute the proper punches.
Oh,
right
what
hand.
a right hand there.
Oh, came back with the left hook.
And Gonzalez putting together some pretty good combinations, throwing punches and bunches, and Ray jigging to the body.
He walked him right there.
What a right uppercut. And what a chin by Vasquez.
I was about to say they both are punching with conviction.
And by the way, Vasquez made an insane comeback after a brutal knockdown, so he has stout whiskers. But can he endure this barrage from Gonzalez?
Yeah, definitely. We have 8 rounds to find out.
What about that punch placement, Israel?
Yeah, I see what he's doing there. They're trying to go to the body just to get the middle open, both of them, and they're kind of gunslinging at the moment, like 2 cowboys gunslinging in the Wild Wild West. And someone is going to fall. So far, Vasquez hasn't taken a knee, even though he got rocked with that right uppercut. But, man, they got that power, the Mexicano, man.
And, Ray, the combinations, the speed, you know a thing or two about speed and combinations.
Speed nullifies everything, and the body shots. The body shots are beautiful. The left hooks also is a great shot.
An incredible opening round here. The action, a pitched battle between Gonzalez and Vasquez. Hopefully a sign of things to come tonight on pay-per-view. Nice lead left hook there by Gonzalez.
10 seconds, stop at the bell.
So this is what the 126-pound division offers up. Speed, technique, and a little bit of pop.
A great round.
Great round, definitely. In my scorecard, that first round goes to Ivan Gonzalez. He controlled the pace of the fight. He imposed his will a little bit more. And, yeah, he's got this first round in the bag. But he's going to...
That's it. Take a deep breath. keep working your jab. Once you get inside the chest, start working a little more. Pick it up more, okay? All right? Now keep your hands up. Every time you come in out, keep your hands up, okay? Yes, sir. There we go. Check. Good job, good job. Take a deep breath, deep breath. Keep popping the jab. Keep moving that head. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're doing good, baby. You're doing good. Once you have that chest, start working that body. Start breaking that body. Okay. So once you land, you gotta step back out or take an angle to your left, away from my hand, right? And don't forget, if you start on top when you start on fast, ¿oíste? Termina abajo duro, ¿ok? O empieza abajo.
Second down. Relax, you got the worst round over with.
Okay?
Small piece. Second round. Get back.
The bell and round 2. Vasquez campaigning for the first time in a fight scheduled for 8 rounds, and he comes out aggressive, taking the fight to Gonzalez, but Gonzalez able to counter. Oh, what a lead right, left uppercut by Vasquez.
And one thing I'm really pumped up about is the fact that normally you take a kind of a filling out process. These guys went at it both hands.
Israel, you have fought in front of no crowd. You say you enjoy it, and tonight you are hearing all of the snap, crackle, and pop as we put the real and surreal. But these two guys are bringing it, chucking punches in bunches.
Yeah, man, it gets very, very intimate when there's no crowd. You get to feel the energy of the other guy a lot more without the influence of a drunk crowd. You get to hear the pop in those punches exactly where they're placed, and even the way they're breathing. You can hear your other guy breathing heavily. You can tell when he's getting tired. It's a whole different game when there's no crowd. I love it.
Ray, they are still very much in the embryonic stages of their program.
Ooh, nice right hand.
Bringing the power, Vasquez with the right and left. Incredible technique, incredible punch placement, Ray.
And who's going to win or get knocked down is the guy who's throwing more than one punch. With the left hook, the right hand should come.
I know they're in the featherweight division, Israel, but you're surprised that no one has gone down yet?
Not yet, man. I'm telling you, with names like Gonzalez and Vasquez, you know, they got the chins on them, man. They got the chins, and I know that firsthand.
And they've also been attacking the body like it's filled with candy, and it's the hunter. Vasquez coming forward. Thank you, Izzy.
That was good, like a piano reference.
You might get a few in tonight, my man.
Oh, man, bring the puns, baby. I'm about the puns and the dad jokes. Let's go.
60 seconds, baby. Well, what a night, bringing hip-hop and boxing together, and we will be joined by hip-hop royalty, Snoop Dogg, for the next episode in the legendary careers of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., but it's Vasquez and Gonzalez looking to take advantage of this stage, Ray, under the bright lights of this unique event.
This is amazing, and for these guys here, this is big time. Get so pumped up.
I'm really impressed with their cardio so far, because for so much output, for so many punches, both of them are still right there. They might take a little break here and there, but they're still right there firing.
Gonzalez almost looking, well, yeah, in that shoulder roll position, but with the reach advantage, double pumping the jab, really setting up his offense well, while Vasquez, the smaller fighter, but he is compact and he is bringing it, not really setting up the punches, but leading with a lot of power shots, Israel.
Stop at the bell. Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Terrific stuff through 2 rounds. Israel, how do you have it? Lots of action, lots of things to like about this fight.
Man, I'll tell you, Edward Vasquez came back in that round. It was still a bit of a shootout, a sling out, but he came back in that round and showed some cojones. Especially after being rocked in the first round with that uppercut.
Keep tagging that body. Keep tagging that body. We got 8 rounds, baby. We're coming. Pick it up every round. We got to pick it up just like that. You picked it up in the second. Now we're picking up the third. Now, more. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. No worries.
That was good. Good round. Good round.
Got it.
Keep playing with that jab. Stir the pot on him. Stir the pot. See, he was trying to figure that out. You can't do it. Keep that up, baby. That overhand right landing. Yes, sir. It's going to be there for you, okay?
Here's Vasquez feinting the jab, went with the left hook, and then the right hand. Beautiful. See the way he just feinted that jab, and then came back with the hook again, a power hook. Beautiful. Look at it, feinted it. Well, missed the feint, but he got the hook, and then landed the right hand. But look at the left hook that comes back. Boom. And he's still right there, man. Gonzalez, I tell you, they got the chins on them.
Matchmakers knew what they were doing when they put Irvin Gonzalez in against the undefeated Edward Vasquez. And again, no feeling out process. They are here to put on a show, and they must have known that they're taking place here in this free hour, Israel, and they really want to sell this event tonight with the sustained action.
And the tempo of these guys, I mean, they're throwing punches, big punches, strong punches, and not letting up.
And remember, only scheduled for 8 rounds, and that might have something to do with the pace and the way that they've come out, Israel.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shorter fight with 8 rounds. You have to start fast and start hard, and they've done just that.
And look at the numbers. Very similar, although Vasquez has the higher accuracy. Nice right uppercut by Gonzalez. And beautiful lead left hook to the body by Vasquez.
Another one. He's setting them up. He's going to go up the top now. Oh, there he is. He read that nicely. That was beautiful.
But the tempo of this fight, I mean, the fact of the pace, I mean, these guys are in tremendous shape.
Absolutely, and boy, their offense, I'm very impressed with their punch placement and really showing some good technique. I mean, they have plenty of experience in the amateur division. Gonzalez was a 2015 New England Golden Gloves champion, quarterfinalist of the Olympic trials. Is coming off a career-long layoff, although you wouldn't be able to tell. Look at that. 3-punch combination, all with the left hand.
And for a tall fighter, Gonzalez is fighting very well inside as well for a guy with a longer reach.
Salient point. Thomas Hitman Hearns, Ray?
Like, absolutely. He used the height and reach advantage, but, I mean, both guys, I'm very impressed with both fighters.
Coming up on the final 60 seconds of a torrid third round. Gonzalez and Vasquez. Gonzalez looking to box now from long range, sticking the jab before delivering the 1-2.
Yeah, this is where I think boxing will take over, not just your youth or your vigor. Your smarts are going to take over in these later rounds, and when you start to get winded.
And I believe that Gonzalez, oh, but man, hard shot. What a beautiful double left hook, and even showing some defense.
And with Vasquez, I mean, some of those left hooks are coming close, but not landing completely.
I wonder if Vasquez would try to get inside Ray and just, it's hard to do with the jab of Gonzalez. He can't navigate that minefield.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with fighting long with that jab, and then when he needs to, when he wants to, he steps inside and fights like an inside fighter.
The jab simple, yet valuable.
And what they say, Ray, a jab will take you around the world?
Absolutely. Twice.
And everyone around the world will be watching with intrigue and curiosity tonight the return of the legends Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr.
You're landing the jab and it's getting you open. It's getting the openings for you. You just got to let them go. That right hook, going on top, off to the bottom, double jab. Hold on. But remember, listen, he said you got to move your head a little bit. Kneel down, use your knee.
Big deep breath.
Yeah, you get low, boom, boom.
There you go, another one.
You understand? You just got to mix it up. Yeah, I mean, you got to go for the chance so you can slow them down. So you can move. You're not hurting.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right, the jab's landing, so that's what the thing is, them opens, he's just not taking advantage of it. I know. All right?
Use that jab, find your range, man. Use that jab.
You got
Keep them outside,
hey,
right?
You got your second win, right?
Mouthpiece. Fourth round, guys.
This is round number 4, and Edward Vasquez, he's had his chin tested, as has Irvin Gonzalez, but Vasquez overcame a knockdown in his last fight to score a unanimous decision, so has the grit, has the resiliency, obviously has the heart and the skill. Wow.
Nice, good frame right there. After setting it up to the body, having a good frame just to exit. Beautiful technique.
The guys have great balance. That's why their punches land so solid.
And both of them really utilizing both hands adroitly.
Watch your feet, guys.
I love the way that Gonzalez is there. The double jab.
And one thing I just noticed about him as well, he switches. He's bistandral. He went southpaw for a second and then shifted back to orthodox.
And Ray Vasquez almost walked into that left hook from Gonzalez. Oh, wow, four-punch combination. And Gonzalez seems to have Vasquez rattled, but Vasquez continues to come forward and deliver a scoring combination of his own. Wow.
Good movement.
The punch stat, people are going to have carpal tunnel syndrome after this one.
They need a computer on this.
Just past now the midway point of another fantastic fourth round as Vasquez clips Gonzalez with a left hook upstairs, and Gonzalez avoids that right hand. What has impressed you most about Gonzalez's offense, Israel?
Yeah, like I said, the way he's able to fight like a long fighter with his jab and then go inside and fight like a short fighter. But just recently seeing him switch stances and be bistandral, that just opens up a lot more offense options for him, being able to hide his shots, his power hand.
Vasquez continues to dig to the body, but when he makes himself smaller, he's countered. Although now he has Gonzalez on the ropes, catches him with the right hand.
But he realized only 2 of those shots landed flush.
Yep.
Out of all of those, he was rolling with a lot of them.
So Gonzalez doing his best impression of Roy Jones Jr. in his prime.
Well, Gonzalez needs to get off the ropes. Not too long. Don't be there too long. I mean, whatever he's doing now is right. Using his height and reach.
Oh, they are earning each other's respect again. The double jab by Gonzalez doesn't fire off the right hand, but keeps Vasquez from trying to get into the danger zone.
Hey, remember what I said at the top of the broadcast about feinting? You see, now we're in the halfway point of the fight. The feints and the looks are showing less and less, but this is where discipline, veteranship comes into play, and being disciplined enough to stick to those basics.
Wow, a great round.
Wow,
they're trying to steal the round. They're trying to steal the round.
Wow.
Hold on there. Let's go.
Oh, referee is not messing around.
Wait, what do he like?
He, I guess after the round, a little extracurricular
activity. A little something.
A little something. You give him a little extra.
Did he hear the bell? It's loud in here.
Israel.
Yeah. Stay focused, okay? Listen, you got a goal here, right? What's your goal? Right, listen, you can win this fight with jab alone, okay? As long as you keep your distance, okay? You hold that distance. You got to move your feet. You got to move your head a little more, all right? Give him a different look. Listen, yes, I'm sure you do that. Listen, start with the jab. Stick it to the chest. Right.
That's enough. Yeah.
Stick it to the chest. Be smart. Don't fuck around in there. Okay, let's go.
So the referee dropping the F-bombs to begin round 5, and it's, well, Gonzalez and Vasquez who are dropping the real bombs in this fight. One of the better bouts that I've called since coming back earlier this summer, but these two really looking to make a statement.
And again, I'm very impressed with what I see here with both fighters.
I mean, it's hard to criticize anything, maybe a little of the defense, but their footwork, their angles, their punch placement. What do you think, Israel?
Man, if this was the UFC and this was the first fight of the night, this would be fight of the night for one of the bonuses. I don't know if these guys are getting bonuses, but this fight already deserves a bonus, 100%.
This has a chance to be the fight of the year if this keeps up, Ray.
You look at the shots, look at the combinations they're throwing, the bombs they're throwing. And they both weather the storm and come back with their own stuff.
They both continue to score more than they miss, but both of them having the heart of a lion.
And this is where Gonzalez, I feel, should get back to the middle of the ring, like Ray said. Stop resting on the ropes. Use your superior length, your head movement, and get back to the middle of the ring and control. Be the ring general, rather than just staying on the ropes and then letting the other guy tee off on you.
Yeah, Vasquez again working the body, the left hook downstairs, left hook upstairs. The lankier Gonzalez comes back and is able to put together a 3-punch combination, digs to the body.
For a tall guy, he's got really good head movement, Gonzalez. He's able to duck under those punches when he needs to.
Yeah, he began his career 12-0 before suffering back-to-back losses, including a TKO loss. 11 of his 14 wins have come via form of knockout. Vasquez again putting the work in on the body and then pops him in the nose.